Welcome back to Tabletop 24. I'm here at UKGE on the floor. I'm with Serenity from NISEI, who's going to talk to us a little bit about Android Netrunner and the work that NISEI are doing for that game. So,
great. So Netrunner is a two-player asymmetric game where one of you plays a large corporation, megacorp, and the other one plays a scrappy hacker who is attempting to steal the corporation secrets. Now, Netrunner is fairly unique in that it is first to 7 points, but all of the points are in the corporation's deck. So the corp has to protect them and keep them away from the runner, and the runner has to get in and break into the servers that the corp is building to steal the agendas In effect, the corporation is trying to set a puzzle that the runner can't break.
Very much hacker versus security.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Brilliant. So obviously, quite well-known game,
yes.
And then the support stopped.
Yeah, so in 2018, Fantasy Flight Games announced that they were no longer going to be making Netrunner, and that from the following October, they were not going to be producing new sets. That was going to be the last World Championships, magnum opus, and the entire Netrunner community was just in disarray. Like, I personally sat there for about 5 days just feeling numb. Like it was like a good friend had died, or actually like getting divorced.
Yeah. Lifestyle games do take up so much.
Like the previous year to that, I had actually freshly got divorced, and I spent my entire summer every weekend going to Netrunner events and meeting up with friends, and so I was like, the end of that is just like shocked me to my core. But about 3 days later, a group of people said that basically they were going to cancel the apocalypse, and they were forming a group called Project NISEI, and they wanted people to apply for roles for the 8 board members that they envisaged being in charge, which they did then recruitment for. There were interviews, second rounds of questions, etc., stuff like that. They hired 8 of us. We then hired our own teams, and that's how NISEI got started.
Okay, so how many are in the team now?
At the moment, there are 60 of us.
There you go, so massive.
Yes, but because we're all volunteers, no one gets paid. So it's not like there are 60 people working 40-hour weeks on this. There are 60 people, some of whom are doing 2-3 hours a week, some of whom are doing 10-15 hours a week. But the important part is, if a job needs doing, we can always find someone to do it.
Which is great, obviously having that length, the breadth of probably expertise in different areas. A lot of us all come from different backgrounds with different careers that can all lend a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. So one of the things that we've just done is at the start of this year, we brought on a production team whose job it was to keep track of deadlines and to keep the products moving forward and to make sure there are no bottlenecks. We brought on a marketing team. We've got a full team of like 7 or 8 web developers who maintain not only our site, also several of the community used sites like Cobra.ai, which is the tournament organisation software, and Netrunner DB, which is the Netrunner equivalent of Scryfall that Magic has. And so we do all of that in-house as well. We do all of the design, dev, we outsource the art. Matt there is our new visual director. It started earlier this year and he's working on the new sets. So yeah, we do everything that you would expect a normal gaming company to do. We just kind of share the job roles between a few of us.
So moving on from obviously what NISEI is, you've launched a new line of products and really getting the game restarted. So do you want to talk to us about that?
So it did. I mean, the game didn't really ever stop. It there were still people playing it all the time. Our first product that we released was Downfall. This was the first part of the Ashes cycle that came out in 2019. The year after the apocalypse was averted. That was then followed by Uprising, the second part of Ashes. And then after that, we switched focus on to a good way of onboarding new players, because the old FFG core set wasn't great for teaching with, and it was becoming very, very difficult to get hold of. And some of it was going on eBay for like a lot of money. Yeah. And we try to be economically inclusive. So we don't want anyone to not play Netrunner because they don't have the money. So we give away all of our cards. You can download them for free from our website and play them. We are happy if you never pay us a penny as long as you play. So obviously the core set situation was not ideal. So we then brought out System Gateway, which is what we envisage as a new player intro pack.
Yeah.
So the cards are designed so that you will see them in World Championship decks, so they are good cards, but mechanically they are simple. So a new player coming in will not struggle to get to grips with what's going on. And so that's what we aim to do. And then along with that came System Update, which was a selection of cards that would have rotated out of the game, but we thought was too important or fulfilled a niche too well. Like, we could have tried to develop a new version of it, but
why
actually,
fix
something that's not broken? So that's why we had System Update, and together those two are like the equivalent of a core set. So they're £50 for both boxes, and that's the new onboarding experience.
So if you were saying somebody new coming to games, so take me, I've not played Netrunner, it's not a game that I would like to play. If I was to come to you and say, what do I need to pick up? Those two.
Bare minimum, System Gateway.
Yeah.
If you want a little bit more flexibility and a bit more of a larger deck building experience, I would say get System Update as well. If you're one of these people who are into deck building, which a lot of us nerdy folk are, because like if we've played Magic or Pokemon or anything like that, we're well into the deck building. So they're a good combination for that. And then you can add on the Ashes cycle afterwards if you want. But we also have, this is a Midnight Sun booster, so we have a new product coming out next month. That's the first part of the Borealis cycle, which is all set in the Arctic Circle. And this is just a little showcase of some of the stuff coming out, but it's full art promos instead of, I mean, that's like one of my favourites.
Yeah.
It's full art promos of the cards that will be in Midnight Sun. They'll be in the normal frames when they come out, but we've just released this as like a temporary
teaser.
Little teaser.
Yeah. Show a little bit.
And then the full pack of this comes out next month.
Brilliant. So obviously that's coming out next month. What's in the future? Are we looking for more and more?
So after that, we are expecting to hit we've ironed out a lot of the pandemic issues we had, because when you've got people who are trying to do a full-time job and it's a pandemic, they don't really want to be doing a volunteer project along at the same time. So we ended up with losing a few key people over the pandemic. They've all been replaced. We're up and running again. We expect to hit a 6 to 8 month release cycle. We're hoping for 6, but obviously stuff happens that no one can predict. Which means that the next product afterwards, Parhelion, will be out either the end of this year or the very early part of next.
Yeah.
And at that point, then we're aiming for a new complete cycle roughly every year-ish.
So very much momentum's full go, and that's it. You're gonna keep going for as long as you can.
Yeah, our lovely production team are confident that 6 to 8 months is realistic. So that's what we're going for.
That's fantastic. So thank you, Serenity, for taking this time.
No problem.
It's been great catching up with you.
Thanks for
we'll probably have a bit of
the
a chat
interest.
with it.
So if you want a demo game, swing by and we'll teach you how to play.
Yep, and obviously everybody can find anything on the NISEI website.
Everything's on our NISEI website, nisei.net. Yes, that's correct.
Perfect. There we are. Great. So thank you for catching us at the UKGE floor. Check out our other videos on the channel, and we'll catch you soon. Take care.